Welcome to episode 5 of the CultCast show. My name is DJ and I'm hosting today's episode, which is all about the Suicide Squad. I'm joined today by Sigzan and Maka.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
And yeah, so we're going through the Suicide Squad, which is Warner Brothers and DC Films' big new release for summer 2016. So a bit about the film. We've got the official synopsis here of Suicide Squad. So, figuring they're all expendable, a US intelligence officer, Amanda Waller, decides to assemble a team of dangerous, incarcerated supervillains for a top-secret mission. Now armed with government weapons, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, Killer Croc, and other despicable inmates must learn to work together. Dubbed Task Force X, the criminals unite to battle a mysterious and powerful entity, while the diabolical Joker launches an evil agenda of his own. So, Sigzan, what are your initial thoughts on DC's Suicide Squad?
Generally, just to sum up, I didn't think it was a very good film, and I'm a bit disappointed because I thought this was the film that was gonna. I've criticised DC in their films lately, especially Batman versus Superman, Green Lantern, and I came into thinking, when I saw the trailer, I thought this is the film that I'm gonna really enjoy, because I do like DC villains. I think they've got a great villain gallery, but it just didn't work for me. It didn't. The film, I mean, the story, it didn't make too much sense, I think.
Okay, Margot, what are your thoughts on the film overall?
So overall, I can't get my words out now. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. Not so much as I enjoyed Man of Steel, but I thought it was still quite a good film. Expectations for this movie for myself was really high, especially considering the trailers they brought out. The Bohemian Rhapsody trailer, Boring Blitz trailer. They're phenomenal.
The trailers are better than the film, and that's quite bad really to come out with.
I wouldn't say the trailers were better than the film, but I think the trailers set an unrealistic precedent of what the film was going to be. But I thought it was a really enjoyable movie. I thought characters like Will Smith, Margot Robbie brought a lot of charm and humour to the film. But someone who gets slated for a lot of these roles is Jai Courtney. He's not the greatest actor, but I thought he was quite good in this movie as Captain Boomerang, and I thought he kind of stole the show with a lot of the humour he did bring to the film, especially with his little pink unicorn, which was quite a good little gag.
All right. I think my opinion on the film is somewhere between both of you, so between Sigzan and Maka. And it's that I found the film quite entertaining. I think parts of it worked really well. Specifically, I think the characterizations were quite, they did invest time in them, and I think there was a payoff there. You did kind of get to know Will Smith's Deadshot, Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, even Jai Courtney's Captain Boomerang, and that was rewarding, I thought. And I thought actually I liked those scenes a lot more than perhaps even the action sequences. Yeah, there was an interaction there. Problems though with the film, and for me the biggest one is I don't think it found its voice. It was tonally all over the place, and I think now in hindsight, after the film comes out, we get all the production stories, and my top issue with the film was that it felt like it jumped between 3 different versions of the same film, and what was originally shot, what perhaps the trailers were trying to do, and then one which was to really try and make it mass appeal to the, I don't want to say lowest common denominator, but the same audience that goes see other films that come out, and even like Star Trek, but more the Disney side. And it's just that's kind of no, it's not specific, but they're trying. It's a very different. It's a very different audience to perhaps what they originally wanted to get for, because this is a David Ayer film. He's a great director, but he doesn't do those type of films. And I think my issue with that is that it jumped. It didn't really even try to. It didn't even. but it didn't. But my problem is, and it falls down, and we can go more into it. But it's my initial thoughts because it really is such a big deal. You know, they filmed last year a dark comedic action film. The trailer came out and repositioned the film as this slapstick humor, a band of, which is awful to me. But fine, that's what the trailer sold. And then what happened, and we know this now, is Warner Brothers did two different cuts of the film. One which was edited by the people who did the trailer, and one that was done by David Ayer. And then the film that came out was a kind of mishmash of both those films. So that doesn't work for me because it means that there is a good film in this, but what we've got isn't the definitive version of the film. In many ways, it's going to be a callback to 1978's Superman 2, which had two completely different films, but from the same shoot. And we know that because obviously Joker originally is a lot more in the film, and he's only in it for 10 minutes. There's like an entire thing, like there's so much in that clearly the original film was going to be very much a dark take, a subversive take perhaps on the Avengers, but that's kind of what I think originally it was idea for it was. And then what's ended up happening is instead of being a satire of the Avengers, it's like a B-list villain version of the Avengers, and it's become the thing that really it should have been ripping the shit out of. Yeah. So that's my thought on the film overall. But okay, let's exercise the negatives, and we'll actually focus on the good. So what do you think, Zigzan, was good? If there was anything good about the film, you can be honest. Go for it.
Well, I thought Tom Hardy as Captain Boomerang was quite funny. Oh shit!
Tom Hardy was meant to be Captain Boomerang.
Tom Hardy was meant to be Rick Flag.
Oh wow! Okay.
But he couldn't because they overshot in that fucking ridiculous movie that was Leonardo lost in the woods for 3 fucking hours.
And so he had to cancel.
Who's the guy playing him then? Captain Boomerang.
Jay Courtney.
He
was in a Live Free and Die Hard as John McClane's son.
He's one of the worst actors, but credit to him, it's a good. I'll come into the good, but yeah.
Well, yeah, so how much I was paying attention.
You didn't know that was not Tom Hardy?
No. He looks nothing like Tom Hardy.
I can see it, but not really.
Can't. He's about 4 foot taller than Tom Hardy.
It's same sort of type though. So maybe you're familiar. You just associate that kind of like Bruno kind of like scruffy nerf herder kind of look.
Yeah,
that's our word. You can't use.
But anyway, his that Captain Boomerang was funny. It didn't take itself too seriously, which is a plus compared to like what the Batman vs Superman did. So maybe that's a new approach by DC. Let's see what happens in the next few films. It's no,
I don't see that. Okay.
Yeah, I can't really think of much else really. It wasn't terrible, but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go because I think you're struggling there. Exam. So we're gonna go to Mako. What do you think was good?
As I said in my initial thoughts of the movie, I thought both Margot Robbie and Will Smith were great in this movie. They both brought a lot of charm and humour. Thought that was great. Again, I agree with Zigzan. Jay Courtney is Captain Boomerang, not Tom Hardy as Captain Boomerang. He was probably the surprise of this movie. I thought I've seen him in a few movies before, and he's been flat and monotone. And I thought he was actually pretty decent in this movie. I've got to say another plus for this film. Banging soundtrack, gotta love it.
#1 soundtrack in America. #1 album in America, even not #1 soundtrack.
Yeah,
that's it.
No, you just threw me off. When you were talking about it.
All right.
Train of thought, or have you just
run out of things? All right, so I'm going to say a few things I thought were good about Suicide Squad. So for me, continuing on from Maka, same things I thought were great, were good as well. What I liked about it, and perhaps it goes back to the version of the film I think was originally meant to be the film, the dark comedy, almost kind of very harsh and gritty film. And that scene where Viola Davis's Amanda Waller just point blank kills her entire team because they don't have the clearance to be alive at the end of it. And I thought that's the film this should have been from the get-go. And if it wasn't for the reviews and also some of the as if Batman vs Superman was a failure. It made a lot of money, but it's like if it wasn't for the critique on that type of critique that it was so dark and gloomy, I think this film would have been very dark and gloomy as well. And that's what I'm a bit disappointed that it wasn't like that scene all the way through. It really should be that scene all the way through. The comics are like that. Whenever Suicide Squad or Amanda Waller in the Arrow universe, it's that brutal sometimes. And this film, it didn't really have enough of that. So I thought they were good when they did have that. Another thing I thought was really good and goes against kind of Sixth Sense said about Margot Robbie's character. I actually think Harley Quinn is exactly what comic book movies needed. We've not had, and even factoring in Wonder Woman, because again she was such a minor character, but she really was just a extended cameo in Batman vs Superman. But we've not had, and I think this is a very fair comment, we've not actually had a strong female protagonist in any comic book movie. I don't find Scarlett Johansson's characterization that strong though. I think she's very as the plot needs. So in original Iron Man 2, she's like this mysterious shield agent that all of a sudden kicks ass in an alleyway. In a corridor, and that's fine. There wasn't much to her character. In a first Avengers, she was, I can't remember anything her character does actually in the first Avengers except just kicking people, finding the Hulk and having a bit of a moment with him. Yeah, fine. But it's not like, that's not really characterization. It's just kind of she's there as a shield agent.
More of her character.
Second one. Yeah, Age of Ultron was a bit more. You saw the flashbacks. But I think
don't forget about Catwoman though in the Dark Knight Returns.
Not really, not a main character. Not like Catwoman's very reactive even in that film. She's not pushing the story for. So you could cut her out the film and it'd still make perfect sense. I don't think she did anything to the main storyline in the film. She helped him through one of the barriers at the end. That's it.
No, she killed him.
She shot. That could have been Alfred, though. I'm saying like
Alfred's gone at this point.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't think
she helped the evacuation of the city by opening up the barricade.
That's what. Yeah.
She helped Bruce Wayne infiltrate.
But she's not protagonist though. That's the thing. She's not the protagonist though. She's a support character.
Yeah, but that's not what he's saying.
I'm saying so. This is the first time a comic book film has had a main character.
Yeah, it is.
I think in terms of characterization, this is where I think the film suffers. But I think generally they did a good job of adapting the animated series character to live action, because I think it's quite tricky to do. It's quite tricky to do a character which is so cartoony in a real world setting, and obviously they've tried in post production to make this film very cartoony as well, but it really isn't. It is still quite grounded, and she's a larger than life character, and I think she didn't feel as out of place as she could have potentially have been. Obviously, Joker, what we saw of him, he was very larger than life as well, but not these two characters did seem like they were the bizarre out of their minds Bonnie and Clyde of the DC verse.
No, I didn't.
And I did get the feeling that Joker does love Harley.
It's a much more kind of in the animated series and the comics. It's an abusive relationship between Joker and Harley. I mean, she absolutely adores him, and he's just an abusive bastard to her.
But here,
there's actually a genuine connection between the two of them.
Yeah, and he goes the extra mile because if there is an element of property, he probably sees her as property, but
it's not the abusive.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
And I think there is, and I thought that was
better as well.
Yeah, I think that was quite good. And I think another a good point I'll say on here is that I actually I liked how they were they had a connection, and it wasn't so clear all the time. I think this is the other third version of the film. They tried to go with a Fast and Furious style band of not baddies, but they're like anti-heroes, and they we're thrown together in this, but we're family, like kind of thing. And they did that, and I kind of liked it. I don't think, to me, the scene at the very end, towards the end where they're in the bar, I liked I liked it, and I think this is this is what sets this universe apart, because they did do something similar at the end of the first Avengers when they're in the Sharma thing. It's that's got a similar vibe, but it's not the same thing. Whereas here you saw these guys know their fuck ups, and they know come on, they're going to probably kill us all anyway, kind of thing. Or they knew it has a very different tone to it, and that's the film that I wanted to pay and see, not a cartoon.
I like the idea of them being patsies. That was one thing I liked. But that's what they obviously were. They were sitting there just to be blamed for the disaster when it goes wrong. Yeah.
Well,
if the mission failed, they would have been
paid on
the excuse. Oh no, it's Harley Quinn and her band of mates. They're the ones to blame for this thing. So let's send in.
Is that the only reason they were picked?
Yeah, because they're expendable.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's why
they're called Suicide Squad or Task Force.
Because I was thinking, why did it first of all, if they have this superhuman that can go to the vault in Iran and just collect papers, right? All their secret documents, all their blueprints. Then why the hell do you need to go with a...
She was in there, but the problem was she became the
problem. But they already started opening the book, the Suicide Squad, before that even went wrong.
And she was in there.
Yeah,
she was one of the Suicide Squad.
But what was the rest?
Enchantress was meant to be the main member of
They all have different...
Why didn't they just have Enchantress?
Because
they have... guy with the fire powers, rather than, Harley Quinn, she's got a baseball bat. That's useful.
Yeah, but
she's going to run away in 2 seconds. The guy with a boomerang and the guy that can climb up buildings.
Yeah, but they had strength. The guy with the boomerang was able to do, with the boomerang, he used the weapon.
Why did they just hire Batman then?
Because Batman's not expendable. You can't blame Batman for...
It doesn't seem, just on that idea, I can't see that scenario playing out, let's get a group of prisoners and then blame on them.
Yeah, but it's not not new for Suicide Squad. Isn't that what the A-Team is? It's instead of going to jail, they have to...
Or the Dirty Dozen.
Yeah, it's not a particularly...
Because I didn't understand why, Harley Quinn is hot, right? And yes, she was a strong female character and etc.
She had smarts on her, though.
Yeah, but
she's ridiculously smart. She's a talented fighter, and she's a gymnast.
She seemed to... she held her... she didn't have a speciality as such, but she had, she kind of... and also, I think, we never really saw it, but I imagine she'd been quite good with a gun. Oh, yeah, we did, yeah. Yeah, she's got skills, but yeah, she's nowhere near the thing. But she could be, at the end of the day, there are certain people, I'm going to throw this as a management theory, you always hire someone in your office who clearly has nowhere near as many skills as anyone else, is expendable entirely if budget cuts, but they keep the glue, they keep the office together.
Okay.
So she's clearly that, yeah.
So,
but okay, so
this film could have so easily been the Will Smith show.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't, and I don't think he wanted that, and that's really a good thing as well.
It was quiet though. He was pretty much the main character.
Because he's
Will Smith.
Will Smith. It's not like this, but he's not. He wasn't. He didn't have much screen time, and he wasn't either. Harley Quinn had the biggest.
But none of them feel like villains to me, though. They're supposed to be bad villains, but they all seem like...
They can't be super villains. They can... Well, no, they all kill people.
They're all villains.
But people they kill were just expendable. They're just nameless targets, They could have done more of that. They could have maybe Deadshot shoots someone in front of their child. And then you think,
no, because he explains that's his code. No women, no kids.
So he's not really a bad guy.
He's a hitman for hire.
Yeah, but everyone has
you can say that about Leon.
Yeah, but he just kills... it looks like they make a big effort of him killing these men in suits, these bad either corporate criminals or gangsters.
He wasn't a corporate criminal. The guy you see him assassinate at the beginning was a gangster turned federal witness.
Mm-hmm. So he was killing for the mob. Look, I agree with that, but I think this is again, you can't. People had issue, and this is probably where the edit comes from. That's why I really hope there is another version of something, because I do think they made a great film, and they had to.
No, there's like
Well, they
10
have to water it down because it is people
But why
who
is it
complain.
if you're saying that, then then how comes in the first half, like the edit, like what was her name, Amanda Wallace?
Amanda
Waller.
Waller, when she's going to think it was edited so shoddy, it looked like they didn't have enough material. Like I'm sure I saw some really like bad cuts like in there, like when she was pulling out the book and then it was on the table, then it I know
No, that's not the case. That's
problems.
just
Like they didn't get enough.
no,
coverage
that's obviously not the case.
And-
That's just the editing style. You don't like it, like the way it was cut.
It was cut with like a meat cleaver. I felt a little bit at times,
Yeah.
but like that. But I really disliked the opening part of this film.
I didn't. I loved it.
I thought the opening. I think after the second half, it ran a bit more smoothly. Right? But when they banded together. Although I still don't know why they wanted to, like, how they fell in love with all each other after. One minute they're trying to escape and then they walk down the street and then they want to stick together. That was kind of felt a bit. It didn't feel like it was earned, their togetherness. Really, they just shot a couple of mutants.
I think the
which
way
were
they
really
say
bad
it
guys
is,
as well. To be honest.
Safety in numbers kind of thing.
Yeah,
Rick
but-
Flag's got his benefits to the Suicide Squad, as the Suicide Squad have got their benefits to Rick Flag.
I could see it trying to get out there, but it didn't feel like it didn't feel like work had been put in to solidify that. I didn't believe it, to be honest. And the like, as I said, like the beginning for me, I think it was cut together like really poorly, like the intros. I disliked. I didn't like the soundtrack either. Sorry, it was like there were good songs, but it was like someone picked the most popular like rock anthems of those years, which we've seen in many films, and just sort of threw them in there, and it didn't even like cut together very well. It was like a 10-second skit of a track, and then it just cut. And it goes to Harley Quinn, another 10-second. They cut.
Yeah,
it was really rough.
Each track is meant to be a representation of what that character is. Like
Yeah,
Harley
but
Quinn
it
is Super
didn't-
Freak.
It didn't.
No, it wasn't Super Freak. Harley Quinn was You Don't Own Me.
Yeah, you don't.
They had two kids the other on the song.
It just
During her little
When she get
montage
changed.
thing was Super Freak.
Oh yeah, she had two. She had one before the opening credits. She had two, and then one when Amanda Waller's talking about her. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was thinking about the very beginning of the film. So they did a bit before even the title came up of Will Smith, and a bit of Hollywood. Which, okay, I mean, let me do me, and then you will come to you, Matthew, on what you necessarily didn't like. So, I again goes back. It felt like, I thought the first hour of the film just felt like it dragged. It felt like they were afraid of introducing characters later in the film, which again is one of the top criticisms of Superman. So I think what they did is they tried to do a whole half hour of introducing all of them, and they could have done it more like how Quintana was introduced as the story went along. I think that's what's happened. I think originally they framed it around just Will Smith and Margot Robbie, and then all these other characters were going to be added in, and then I think they did something to it that then made it look, let's introduce them first before they're united, and then do all that, which is fine. I think that's not really an issue, but I don't think the tonal shift. I think it just shifted. It felt like very different kind of approaches. And then the second half of the film is like they edited that a year ago, and they had that, and that's not really being affected by any recent changes at Warner Brothers.
If I can say, I listened to an interview on another unnamed podcast with David Ayer.
Yeah.
And he was saying that they tried two different cuts of this movie. One, a more linear style,
A to B.
yeah, kind of storyline. They felt they didn't kind of quite get the tone, and then they had this version, which they call like the music video.
Yeah.
And there was some scenes that were cut. The end sequence in the station with the final showdown was kind of changed because apparently there was meant to be a bit with the Joker in there.
Yeah.
While they're fighting the Enchantress.
They cut that out.
And they cut that out.
I think is the. I mean, I guess this is kind of good related, but I mean, what did you think was necessarily? I mean, you might not necessarily think it was bad, but perhaps disappointing.
I do have big issues with this film, even though I did enjoy it a hell of a lot. Mainly down to a couple of representations. Like I thought Rick Flag was a bit flat. I hated the Joker, and that whole end sequence kind of felt like every other superhero movie out there. If these are bad guys, they shouldn't be teaming up like the Avengers and taking down their hero in the style of the Avengers. And they did kind of kill the villains with 2 big bombs. Yeah, you could. If someone's as powerful as the Enchantress, and during the whole movie, I couldn't work out whether it was Incubus or it was Brother Blood. But then I remember Brother Blood is a Marvel character. So yeah, it wasn't clear who the secondary villain in this film was either. So that's another problem I had. But you got a character in Boomerang whose speciality is throwing things. So why'd you get Killer Croc to throw the bomb at the end?
Fair point.
But it's like it kind of turned into a generic superhero movie towards the end, and I thought that kind of let it down a bit. I thought they should have done maybe what like Civil War did, because that didn't have the typical superhero blockbuster ending that a lot of these movies have, and this just felt like every one at the end of it.
I think a lot of kind of I don't think they knew how to really cap it off. But I will say one thing, and I'll give this credit for the end scene. It's the first time they've convincingly any superhero film I've seen, and I say this having seen most of them, done a multiple hero, villain, whatever, fighting one person and actually filming it quite well.
I think there's a lot of this where you're watching the fight and it's all smoky.
Yeah, I know, but I thought for some reason, and this is going off of, even the Avengers to an extent, they all broad, but it kind of like it was all bits and pieces, and it cut between like different shots. And here you had like this, all of them going at it at once.
Like choreographed. You mean
it was so it was more. It was not something more choreographed. It didn't feel tidy.
Like
it just looked like in real life. If we were all going before someone, this is how it looked. It's not like it's not like it's like fake. It just looked like it'd been properly like they thought about it. Even though I don't necessarily think it was the best idea.
What do you think of the guy with the fire? I thought that effect was pretty bad. With his hands. Yeah,
it looked like real.
I thought it was really good.
I thought it looked quite. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think.
He had a really touching story about setting the. That was a really touching story, but even that, like, it wasn't delivered very well.
No, see, I think they've kind of tried to make a sympathetic villain out of someone who don't deserve to be sympathetic. He's killed his wife and kids.
Yeah, and that was maybe.
And I don't. And this is what I'm thinking. Yeah. It wasn't properly. I have a feeling that
it's like having.
I know it's the whole thing. He can't control what's within.
But that's like saying like a domestic violence case, like a man who beats up his wife and stabs his children, and then you say, "Oh, he was only angry."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't seem to be the character to have this.
I noted something with that. They didn't explicitly say he didn't intentionally do it.
He says he lost control.
Yeah, but he didn't.
They insinuated it with that nice family.
Yeah. I think they watered that down.
No,
it is heavily implied with the story he's telling them. They could have elaborated more.
Yeah, I think they didn't want to dwell too, but they did spend a lot of time already. And that's one thing I didn't really like. Actually, it cut away to his story when it wasn't that interesting. I didn't mind some of the flashbacks, but it's like his was so bland.
I don't. Can anyone explain to me the Harley Quinn Joker flashback? What are they jumping into? Is that acid or custard? What is it? But that'll burn
the Joker.
But that'll burn your skin off if you jump into acid, right?
Well, yeah, that's why the Joker looks like the Joker.
But how come she looks so hot? She doesn't like.
She does look pasty white. She changed skin color halfway. Like in the flashback, she was a lot like she was more like white person, and then she's been pale.
I'd like to see more of.
She should be like scarred or something.
She was. She saw her face. It's like she's wearing. The actress is wearing complete white makeup.
Right. But I'd like to have seen more of Dr. Harleen Quinzel and her relationship with the Joker before.
This is where I kind of
because it seems like they have one meeting and then she's head over heels.
I really didn't like.
I think the problem, and this is going to be with the
Joker was like something out of Gucci. It's like say Tommy Hilfiger wanted to do a Joker brand. I mean, the Joker is Like, I'm not saying even before the Dark Knight. The reason why the Dark Knight was so good is because that Joker embodied like the Joker, which I see. You know, he make his own. He sew his own clothes on. He's scruffy. He's out there. He doesn't wear like designer outfits.
He doesn't have a
gold
pimp cane.
around his ring with a pimp cane. Yeah, it was just. What the hell? That was like everything that the Joker
is against.
Exactly.
Yeah, but this is
it's also
again,
like, to me, the Joker ain't someone who sits still for hours on end to have tattoos done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But this is where there's a difference though now to DC and their approach to the Joker.
Even in the New 52, he's not like that.
But I think the reason I think it depends entirely on what they go with, but I think the idea of the Joker is an idea as opposed to an individual. So this Joker is just the current Joker, and I think that's going to be something you'll see more of, especially if Jared Leto doesn't come back to do the role, whatever today's.
Well, he's already said that he wants to come back in Ben Affleck's.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, there might not necessarily be the same Joker, but there's someone taking up the same archetypal role. So this is just and I actually think in real life, this isn't too removed from what the Joker would be in a kind of in that urban Gotham that they've established.
But that's
the Joker would lean towards more between like the hip hop crowd.
But that's not what the
you guys want. But you guys like the cartoon. You like cartoon like cartoony villain.
Yeah, Mark Hamill was the perfect Joker.
Yeah, but this is meant to be. It's not meant to be like. And they tried. You know, I'll give them credit. They tried to make it different. I didn't warm to the character at all, but I can see how it fits in. And this guy in real life wouldn't be too far removed from the bizarre, eccentric. Like, you've seen Riff Raff, the rapper. I'm saying he's not. That's what this Joker's modeled on.
Right.
There are people like him in the real world.
There's also people like the Joker in real life. Like
but they're not.
What was the guy you might have this out? The fellow went into the cinema and killed all those poor people with the orange hair. Like, I was crazy.
He called himself the Joker in trial.
There are crazy people
but that's not who this Joker was, though.
But that's what the Joker is meant to be like. He's meant to be crazy and erratic. He's not meant to have a perfectly laid out plan like this guy does.
Yeah, so I don't think it's meant to be the same. They've not even tried to be the same.
If you're adapting a character from a source material, you should adapt it true to the source material.
Yeah, but this guy
that's the whole appeal with the character in the first place.
Yeah, but I don't think
that sort of hip hop crowd that you're talking about is something that he breaks. That's the whole
all of that.
That's the whole reason that Batman in the first place. Batman pummels these stereotype villains that we see in the real world, real gangsters, real criminals, right?
Yeah.
And then these eccentric people crawl out from under the woodwork, if you read the graphic novel The Long Halloween, it's a great graphic novel, yeah, which is which covers that. Do you know what I mean? That's what the whole thing is about, him pummeling against the Falcone, like the mafia, and then people like
Julian Day,
the Calendar Man, and the Joker. And the Riddler, who's just a guy who goes around grassing on each of these other, gangs, all these eccentric weirdos, basically.
Yeah, but they don't want
call out the woodwork. Okay, but this is and fill in that vacuum by the end.
But this is the problem you guys have. Like, I think you guys don't see the same thing. They don't want that though. They don't. If they wanted to do that, then they would have. They don't.
Yeah, but that's where they go wrong.
That's why.
Some people don't like the Joker, but it's hardly like.
Do you know what? I haven't.
The top criticism is that he didn't have enough of them.
No, actually, how can you have them? Like, people ain't liking this Joker at all.
I've seen people going, well, why? If this guy, because Jared Leto, that's why he's in the news today, because they're like, you filmed an entire movie's worth of Joker scenes, and you only did 10 minutes.
He actually only come out and said there's only 10 extra minutes of it.
No, he said fuck Warner Brothers. Is the headline today is he's not even seen this version of the film because he's been reduced to just 10 minutes, and he filmed an entire.
The Joker movie
film though. Yeah,
but the Joker is a subplot. He's not meant to be in the.
But he was. I think what's happened. He was meant to be a bigger part of the main storyline, and obviously since they filmed this film, Ben Affleck's now directing his own film, and it's based on Arkham Asylum, and Arkham Asylum is entirely Joker's doing, so they don't want to use up all the Joker's material, so they've cut it out of here.
I better not do, but if they put Jared Leto's Joker in Arkham Asylum movie, it will ruin the film, because Ben Affleck is actually a decent. No, but Ben Affleck is a good director. Yeah. Right. You need someone like Heath Ledger's Joker in that.
No, because in the game, I don't think he's.
It won't work with this one.
Yeah, he's not in the game. He's not like in the game. He's not like this, but he's not.
He's got like he's covered in bloody gold and designer suits. This isn't the Joker from the Arkham Asylum.
But you've also got to remember, and this is the thing that goes. They don't cross. I mean, I don't know what the agreement is, but Fox have that Joker, and they invest how much they spend on it on Gotham. But they're building all that up, so they don't. There's probably they're not allowed to do because Fox.
There's a
rights issue between Warner Brothers, though.
Yeah, but Fox pay for the Gotham TV show, and Joker is one of the for season 3. It's one of the major. So they don't. Yeah, Jerome coming back, and so they don't think. So they wanted to create, and not whether I don't think it's that successful, but yeah, I can't criticize them not wanting to do what everyone else expected.
See, Jared Leto is a good actor.
Yeah, he's a very good actor.
But the performance he's put in here,
I don't think we've seen enough of it to really say though whether
it just doesn't say the Joker to me because like Sixon said, the Joker was like Heath Ledger's Joker.
I don't think he was though. I don't see that. I don't think that. I don't think that's the case. I don't.
He's someone who comes out of nowhere. He doesn't have a perfectly A to B kind of plan. He just reacts.
Yeah, that's why he's dangerous. Because you don't know what he's going to do.
I don't agree because the reason I
get Killing Joke when he's got them all hanging dangling by
their feet.
I'll
not make a point here. Do you know why it's called the Killing Joke? Not many people know this, and not many people pick this up.
What's that?
Because at the end, Batman kills the Joker.
Okay.
The Killing Joke.
Oh, I thought it was because it was the irony of Batman doesn't kill.
No, because at the end, the Joker tells the joke, doesn't he? They're laughing. And the laughing, Batman reaches out and he grabs the Joker, and the laughing abruptly stops. It's because Batman's broke the Joker's neck. They killed the Joker.
You're saying that Batman doesn't calculate, but that's not actually true because obviously the whole of the Joker's plan in the Dark Knight Returns.
He doesn't have a plan. There's plots and plots.
Yeah, I'm saying he did plan his escape from that, and he did plan the whole. He spent how many years? 10 years in the comic trying to be reformed. And then when he did the interview...
In the Dark Knight Returns, he's in a catatonic state. It's only when he hears the name of Batman on the news, he snaps out of this catatonic state.
But then he killed everyone in the auditorium. Exactly. So that was planned.
Because he don't act, he reacts.
Yeah, but that was premeditated.
But everything can be...
Yeah, I'm saying, so he did... So the whole thing was planned, though. So when you say he doesn't plan, I do agree, though, he's meant to be the antithesis of Batman, in that Batman's He's
got every move laid out.
And he is reactive. I do see that. But, I don't think we saw enough whether to say it's... but, I can completely see anyway what they'll do is they'll just reboot it.
But I didn't like...
It'll be a different...
down to the look of the Joker. Yeah, he's got the green hair and the white, burnt skin, but
it looks like he should be in a rock band.
Yeah. It looks like
that's what Jared Leto is. He's the lead singer of 30 Seconds, which is why he's cast in the role.
I like David Ayer's explanation of why he's actually got the grill, which is in a backstory, which is kind of a continuity issue, which I have a problem with as well. In the backstory, Joker's killed Robin, which is the suit you see in Batman vs Superman. Ha ha ha! Jokes on you, Batman. So Batman's caught Joker and smashed all of his teeth out and thrown him into Arkham. But now, where the problem? I like that. That's kind of a good explanation why he's got fucking gold teeth in, because that's the kind of thing that hospitals throw in. But the problem there is, if you read Harley Quinn's bio in Suicide Squad, implicit in the death of Robin. How can she be implicit in the death of Robin if she's Harley Quinn, Dr. Harley Quinzel at the time Joker's in Arkham Asylum?
I came across a good explanation. No, I came across someone has mentioned that on Reddit. It's she didn't become Harley Quinn straight away, so she helped the Joker escape.
Yeah, and that's when Robin, a machine gun.
And that's when Robin.
Because he's already got the metal teeth when she's.
So I think it's a continuity error. I can't. The thing is, I don't know if that's necessarily going to be the same. Yeah, I'm saying it's continuity. Yeah. But I'm saying I think that she didn't become Harley Quinn straight away.
Well, let's say that would have been a really good idea. I always thought with Chris Nolan's trilogy, I always thought that the Dark Knight Returns, is it? Dark Knight Rises. Sorry. would have been a better story if they had Talia al Ghul and Harley Quinn.
There was talks.
Because then you could have like the Joker, even though Heath Ledger passed away, you could still see that the Joker, that through Arkham he was
still
influencing this nurse that was taken on him. So he would have brought the films like full circle. So you had the League of Shadows from Batman Begins coming full circle with Talia. And the Dark Knight's thing with the Joker.
Because in the build-up to this movie, to the Dark Knight Rises coming out, there was talks of, I think it was Sarah Michelle Gellar was in talks to play.
And there was a woman cast in blonde actress, I can't remember. I just remember they were like, oh, is she playing? Who's she playing? But the reason for that is Christopher Nolan doesn't accept the animated series. So there were no reference. That's why there are no references to it either in the thing. He's very specific.
But
on
he
what
also
he
didn't
Batman.
want anything to tread on what Heath Ledger did because they were good pals.
And there was so they but you know what? Look, I'd say
then if it's done wrong, it's kind of shit.
All right. So next, then I guess like what comes? I mean, okay, let's just do a bit of context for the film. The film's the biggest film of the summer.
It's not, but there hasn't been many big films this summer.
Jason Bourne. Deadpool wasn't.
Civil War. So Deadpool was way better than this film.
Yeah. Deadpool is going to be the film to beat this.
That wasn't come out. That came out in February. So I mean, this summer you've had.
I thought you were talking just in.
No, just like
this was supposed to be like DC's like take on Deadpool.
No, this was maybe their take on Guardians of the Galaxy.
More like Guardian. Well, I don't.
Guardians of the Galaxy in space. That's more like
but
Star Wars.
It's more like the anti-hero group ensemble because none of the Guardians of the Galaxies are necessarily good guys.
Yeah, but Guardians of the Galaxies
they're not really villains though.
That's exactly. I know we can.
More. I think they
lean more towards hero.
I don't think they want to be like that.
Suicide Squad is more villains to.
That's a good example of a film that knows how to use the soundtrack.
Yeah,
that flows like that's what I mean. I think they tried to copy that sort of style, but it didn't.
It wasn't. I don't think it was filmed like that way. But then
what do you think of the way that the music, was in the.
Well, this is what I'll say. Like I'd say with, so clearly that's connected with people. So I can say, I didn't particularly think. I think clearly you can see it was edited after or put in after. But I think it worked.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it is like it was predisposed. Like while Guardians in the beginning, you got that intro is great.
Well, apparently James Gunn wrote a lot of the Guardians to the music.
Yeah, so it seems like it was done that way around, and you can tell the difference. I think kind of.
I mean, David Ayer must be dying inside when they tell him you have to put this soundtrack to this song because this is what Warner Brothers.
But he would have got
Atlantic Records want you to.
Like most directors, he'd have got a list of songs to use.
Yeah, I would be. I just think.
But I read a thing online. This has been the most expensive soundtrack for like a production company to put out since Casino, which previously had the record of the most expensive thing. Because I think one song on Casino cost production $10,000 or something.
No, well, this is way more. I mean, I think because it's. But you know what? It's number one album in the world, so I can't really. It's clearly people liked how the songs were used. They liked the relevance between the soundtrack and the thing. And you know what? I'd say in a kind of odd kind of. I liked the soundtrack. I didn't have too much of an issue with it.
Do you know what?
I just don't. I would rather. I mean, if there was going to be. Like I'd rather it was more planned ahead rather than edited to it.
But it's still a good soundtrack. Well, do you know what else ties in with the music as well? What lets down Jared Leto's Joker as well is the music video from Purple Lamborghini.
I know it's quite cool in there.
No, because he comes in all pimp Joker like, and he's just getting up in people's grill and like, come on, fella, the Joker don't do that shit.
I think they'll. He doesn't do that, but then it's like this Joker does.
And the Joker don't spend his time in a strip club called Naughty and Nice or Smile and whatever. No.
But I think this is. I think
talking to Common.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I think this.
And I still can't work out who Common was meant to be playing. Because they're like he's playing some throwback DC villain who was one of the Suicide Squad at one point. He can do something with his tattoos or some shit.
Yeah. I remember then. Yeah, I remember casting that.
So what's next then?
So yeah, I mean, kind of then like so in terms of the DCEU, the next film is Wonder Woman. Obviously, this film had a sneaky Flash cameo in it.
This one looks good.
Sibzan, whenever these podcasts are on, you seem to love all these DC trailers, and when it's off, you seem to
No, I love Suicide Squad trailer.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
No, he
I
did.
did.
He
You
did.
You
love
looked
that
at it with me. You said it looks
That
like
was the second one. The second one was the first. Just the first one. That was
You had
awesome.
3 trailers to start with.
the first one
was
didn't have any mute. They
Yeah,
didn't
the
have
first one had the I Started a Joke trailer.
Yeah, you don't.
That from a year ago. No, that's not the first one. The
That's
second one.
one. Yeah, I Started a Joke. That was like the whole world crying. That was the first trailer.
Yeah.
From a year ago.
Yeah, then you had the Bohemian Rhapsody trailer, Boring Blitz trailer, and then there was a trailer where I didn't know what the song was. Probably Purple Lamborghini.
More recent.
But
Heathens by 21 Pilots,
yeah, I think anyway.
which is the main song on the charts.
What's the song that Deadshot has his montage to when he's got the guns? That's quite true. I need to download that.
It's on the soundtrack though. It's on the soundtrack. Yeah. So obviously the next one's Wonder Woman. Then it's the Justice League, and then it's Flash. So
Why didn't they just get Flash to kill the Superman?
Because they don't.
He's not a killer.
Where is he though?
The Flash is in Central City. He's taking
Why
down
didn't he come to
Captain
this?
Boomerang.
The plot point was they needed. Okay, the mission in the film was just to get Amanda Waller out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that was the mission. And
Why would they get these guys to get Man?
Because they're expendables.
they can die, whereas the Flash
They won't
can't
care
just
if they died.
Can't just die.
Also, that city was like it reminded me of like.
But he brings up a good point.
Yeah.
Right. What's the name of the city they're in? Midway City.
Yeah.
In the comics, Midway City is populated by which 2 heroes? Come on, you should know this, people.
Booster Gold and
No.
okay.
Hawkman and Hawkgirl.
Yeah.
So where are they? Yeah.
They're 2 immortal.
And the city seemed empty as well. It was just like abandoned.
because
they got
evacuated.
evacuated.
Do you know the scene you see them
People leaving the city,
Edwards.
Okay.
and all those people.
That's them evacuating the city.
The villains were pretty shit.
No,
Like,
Deadshot.
they were just like putties, weren't they?
Oh, them.
No, it's
Yeah, but they were just civilians that were turned
just something
into,
to beat up, weren't they?
or turned into minions. Yeah.
Yeah, she's creating an army of whoever she got hold of, and that's what. I guess they don't mean they have to go out and pay extras, loads of money for facial.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
facial.
I would say, look, so that
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think this film will have any impact on? Do you think this film will have any impact on?
Well, it won't
Wonder
have any
Woman.
impact on Wonder Woman because Wonder Woman is set during World War One. So
Is it though completely set in World War One, or will it have?
I think you may have another post-credits thing featuring Bruce Wayne, but I don't see Suicide Squad directly affecting anything in Wonder Woman.
I think the only thing I think this will have a kind of continuity with it, like a direct continuity.
Justice League.
Perhaps you can see in Flash, if at the end of Flash, whoever the villain is gets put into, it's usually Iron Heights, but if they get put into wherever this one was, then
Bellevue,
and possibly seeing,
Bellevue.
possibly seeing Deadshot or something like that. I can see that happening, but yeah, I think it's going to be. We won't probably see this again until the Batman film.
You might get Captain Boomerang in the Flash movie as like
The other way around the scene. Yeah. But the thing is, Captain Boomerang, is he typically a Flash villain?
he's a major Flash. Well, he's not a major Flash.
He's
He appears in the Flash a lot.
Yeah.
Well, how can he fight the Flash?
He doesn't fight the Flash. That's the point. He's like a nobody that the Flash just keeps catching.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't. I don't think he's ever had an altercation with the Flash, but the Flash just catches him when he's robbing and killing.
Yeah.
All right.
So like I think
He was funny, man. He made me laugh.
I think the only way this will kind of have a set up into, and at the end it teased the Justice League actually saying we'll create our own team, but I think this will have something to do with Batman Arkham Asylum, whatever the film.
You see that all the characters have had some sort of interaction, with the exception of Boomerang, have had an interaction with Batman.
Yeah, I think something else that kind of
I'd rather see other villains in Arkham. I don't want to see these ones again. To be honest.
Well, I think you'll see Croc in Arkham.
Killer Croc. Yeah, Killer Croc.
Killer Croc. You'll see Joker in Arkham. Harley will be in Arkham.
I think Harley will be in Arkham, but I don't, because if you at the end of the day, Joker got rid of escaped with Harley Quinn. Right?
They escaped, didn't they?
So
unless this is a throwback.
But that's possibly possibly I can see Justice League perhaps not doing it as a main thing, but having like just showing that's some sort of continuity to that, or getting them from there to Arkham. That has to be something that gets them into Arkham.
Unless Arkham takes place before Justice League.
Yeah, could do. I mean, that's we don't really know too much on those because it's just a development. But I would say like the main thing as well is there's a Margot Robbie produced Harley Quinn film coming out as well at some point. So
I think,
if they make that
a good move for DC movies and Warner Brothers is putting Jeff Johns in charge of creative control.
He is like now on the films.
Yeah, like a Kevin Feige type character. So now they've got one person with a clear view of where these movies are going. Where before
and how it fits in the wider.
Yeah. Before it was just Zack Snyder trying to piece everything together himself. Yeah. Now he's got Jeff Johns directing him where things should go.
I would say like if
and nobody knows DC Comics like Jeff Johns.
If I think there will be a bit of a restructuring because now you have the Shazam producers talking about Shazam, and the thing is they're getting a bit ahead of themselves because I think they're gonna reevaluate. They'll see Wonder Woman come out in Justice League. They've seen, I think Flash. They've put Cyborg in now, so they're gonna. I don't think Cyborg's gonna be its own thing. I think it'll be Flash and Cyborg together, fine. And then I think it'll be Batman, and then they'll decide whether they'll continue or not.
Well, Batman is same year as Flash.
Yeah. And then I think they'll decide then, do we... Because if people aren't... These films can make money, and that's great and that, but...
people don't respond.
If people aren't responding to it in the same way in the way that they want them to, it's probably better they just get the rights to James Bond and just churn those films out. Or the same budget and same team would rather better off doing something else.
I heard something on a comment online, which made complete sense, really. And it was that that Marvel should stick to making films and DC should stick to making TV shows because DC seem to don't know how to do the films.
Yeah, but
Marvel's
it's
TV
not,
shows.
But the problem is nothing to do with
the Marvel and TV.
There's nothing to do with the studio. It's because the TV shows have.
I'm not into the DC. But when I hear you guys talk about it, and
so they have
because they've got a clear, defined picture of where they're going.
Yeah, I mean. It seems a lot more. It seems better for what it is than these films are. Really.
It's because, like we were saying about Kevin Feige
movies.
Yeah. Well, no, but the mistake you make there is thinking that they won't. I'm sorry. If they decide after Batman, okay, we're not making any more in this universe, and they wrap it up, 100%, they're going to go. Here's $200 million, Greg. Go make the mother of all crossover Flashpoint for whatever. They've already got him. He's doing the Blue Beetle
and you said
Booster Gold film, and that could be part of the Arrowverse. We don't actually know.
And you said Smallville's being introduced now.
Not Smallville,
but
they're doing
because Smallville had a lot of the same characters already. Like it has its own Green Arrow, it has its own Aquaman, Flash, all that stuff. So So that's not. It doesn't. That's not how it works, though. It's like you said. Yeah, it's like you going. They should just say X-Men's the same universe as Marvel Cinematic Universe. It doesn't really work. It doesn't work.
But it seems like they should stick to the TV shows because I don't know.
You know, I'm saying that
it seems like they're taking away from film at the moment.
But you know, this film will make $1 billion, and
it's made 140 million.
Critically,
they don't care though. I think people don't.
But this is
care
the thing. Critics go.
I don't think they do though.
Every filmmaker wants their film.
Filmmakers do, but
as a good film.
What
else would you make films for?
To make money.
Yeah. But I think to make
money, but I mean, like.
And if they get someone to see it 3 times, they're fine with that. They obviously made something that people
studios,
like.
But I'm saying,
it's a film. But
it's going to be hard to draw in.
What's going to happen? I think this is my point I was going to say though. I think what's going to happen is Warner Brothers will rather spend less on a film and have it be how they want it, and not worry too much of will it make a profit or not.
Fox done that with Deadpool.
Yeah,
Fox paid.
They'll spend less on it, and they'll do.
Deadpool, and look how much money it's made.
So I can't see.
Deadpool was a surprise.
Yeah, but I can't. Thing is that I can't see. They would rather, and this is the thing this film suffered from, and I think they will learn from it. You know, they tried to make this into Guardians in the post production because you can't completely change the film you shot a year ago to how you want it. Like, but. I think they're going to change that. I think The Flash is going to be more comedic. Wonder Woman, she's still going to kill people, and that's going to be how it is. And I think they would rather spend less on the film and have it be an artistic, keep that artistic integrity there.
But why did they do that with this then?
Because it's too late to change
changed.
anything. They got the guy who runs Warner Brother Films is seeing what sticks. You know,
Okay.
that's what he's doing. And I think Jeff Johns now is just like, look,
This
we're
is where we're going.
we're gonna just let people make the film that they want to make, and let's not do this. And so this is really kind of the last.
It feels kind of like the plot is already collapsing a little bit. Because maybe it will steer itself clear once Wonder Woman.
Well, they're all
comes
getting
out.
bigger and bigger, so it can't, like, at the end of the day,
but
it's
it
not.
just seems like it's kind of like it's
You know what?
had two bad critical films straight away.
Yeah,
Three.
but this is what I would
Three,
say.
yeah, and it's kind of like how much more.
Rotten
Man
Tomatoes.
still was 56% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, how much
Fuck
more can
Rotten
it take?
Tomatoes.
Yeah, but that's just
But-
an average. That's maths, isn't it?
But these critics, they go into a DC movie expecting
Well,
something
Marvel.
like Marvel.
And there's not. I think they've just.
And maybe
And you
Marvel-
can't make
Marvel
that.
just translates better to film.
No,
There's
you
no-
can't
that's
make a
not true, though, I don't
DC
think.
film like you make a
Because
Marvel
by Dark
film.
Knight completely shits on that. That's better than
Yeah,
anything
that's
Marvel's
true.
ever come out with.
I don't know. I think
I think so.
Galaxy is the best.
Dark Knight, the Dark Knight is better than I think all of the. I didn't think about this. I said something really outlandish on one of the previous
Because I
podcasts.
actually prefer the Dark Knight Rises.
Okay,
I think Guardians of the Galaxy is better than the Dark Knight.
And I think Deadpool kicks all of it.
but again, it's
Deadpool is pretty good as well.
yeah. But I think the but I'm saying that I don't. I think
X2
the
as well. That was a good film.
Mm.
X-Men 2. Brian Cox to a ledge.
No, Brian Cox
So
who let
loud,
Weapon escape how many times?
Okay,
Yeah.
let's wrap this up in a bit, shall we?
I think what, but you know, it's divisive. And you know, at the end of the day, they can't rely on critics. They're not going to have any critical support. So fuck it, just make the film you want to make. It's going to make the money. I think
Because
proof
like I said,
in the
they're
pudding
gonna go
is-
in and expect a Marvel movie, but you
Yeah.
can't make DC.
don't.
like you
I
make Marvel.
think they're not going to do that anymore, and I think they shouldn't be
No,
afraid.
I mean, critics are always going to go into a DC movie expecting
Yeah.
Marvel. You can't do it. It's not possible to make a DC movie like Marvel because it's naturally darker inside.
All right, so I think that's the the podcast wrapped up. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe, follow, like, share, leave a comment, and remember, the CultCasters, and we've got more on the way.
Also, if you have any questions for us to answer in our upcoming podcast, you can comment in the link below, or you can send them directly to us at cultcast1224@gmail.com.
And if you are looking for me, you can find me on Twitter. Just
Twitter?
if I'm on Tinder, just swipe right. Thank you.